Hello. I'm on just a few minutes early, so I'm going to give time for people to come on. Hi. Welcome to Tuesday Night Live with Deb Houck of Deb Houck's Crafty Cottage. I hope you're all doing well. Tonight we will be using the Field of Flowers stamp set and the Coordinating Confetti Flowers Border Punch. I have a tip on using that a certain way. 2 tips, I think. Well, maybe 1. So that's what we'll be using. Well, you're first after the official go live, yes. Oh, Nick says she's first. Well, actually, Deb Hendrick was here and said hello, but I wasn't even on yet. So, and I think she left. So you two look like you're it right now. And thank you, ladies, for the thumbs ups. So we're going to be using the Field of Flowers bundle. It's on page 117 of the annual catalog. You were too, but you left. Okay. Yeah, I kept seeing the number go from 1 to 0 to 1 to 0. I'm like, yeah. But people were here like 10 minutes early, and I wasn't prepared to come on that soon. So anyway, this is what we'll be using. We're going to make 3 cards tonight, possibly 4. I have another one sort of in my head, but I don't know if we'll get to it or not. So definitely 3. I spent some time today. I went to get some Whisper White scraps, and I have scraps in like a shoebox for all the cardstock, and it was a mess. So I ended up spending like an hour going through my scraps and sorting them and putting them in with my cardstock colors in little envelopes inside my packets. Like, let me show you what I mean. Like, this is how I store my cardstock in these job ticket things. So all the scraps that would fit, I had these. I saved the things the dies come in, or the embossing folders. You know, they're always in this plastic. So I saved that, and I used that to put scraps in. But originally I had like one of these for Brights, Regals, you know, and I just had those in a shoebox. Plus I was keeping larger scraps in the folders. I'm like, you know what, this is crazy, because I was never going to the shoebox to get my scraps. Hi, Cindy. Welcome. So anyway, that's what I spent time doing today. And then I realized I have so many Whisper White small scraps. I don't need to cut but I cut them automatically when I cut them for cards. Anyway, too much information, but I just thought we'd chit chat a little bit to give people a time to come on. Anybody else getting cabin fever like I am? Cabin fever, but afraid to go anywhere yet. I don't know. Nutsy, huh? So we're in July through the 31st. This is my host code. So use this for any orders under $150. And I appreciate that. If you're in the USA, you can only order with me if you're in the USA. And in July, it's bonus days, and I've explained this before, but basically for every $50 you spend, you get a coupon in your email worth $5 off an order in August, after August 4th, so August 4th to the 31st. And that is the time frame of the launch of the 2020 August to December mini catalog, formerly known as the holiday catalog. Hey, Judy, you made it. Yay. And Philomena made it. Yay. Yes, thank you, ladies, for joining me. So anyway, and also Donna Jackson of Crafts and More with Donna Jackson is having a party starting August 4th. So through probably the 30th. We have to figure out the end date yet, but we'll let you know that closer to the date. And that will have its own host code starting August 4th. So this one through July 31st, maybe the 30th, I'm not sure yet. And Donna's starting August 4th. So don't miss out on your bonus days. It's a good time. In fact, part of the thing I was doing when I was going through my cardstock was making sure I know what I need in like cardstock. So this is my like stock up time to get things like that. Also, I haven't received my July paper pumpkin yet, but if you're interested in the August one, it's called World's Greatest, and it's supposed to make 9 cards and envelopes, and they're supposed to be distinctive stamps with colors bumblebee, gold, mint macaron, Pacific Point, soft suede, and white. Sort of leaning towards masculine, but they have indicated they're good for anybody. And if you really, really love Stampin' Up! And you'd be interested in joining my team, I can talk to you about how you can do that and get a discount on all your purchases. Or you can, as a discount shopper, we call them, or hobbyist, basically, is how the tax rules call them. Or, go into the business end of it more fully and do more selling. So either way is fine. But yeah, I'd be happy to talk to you about joining my team. So that's my initial spiel. We're starting with Field of Flowers bundle. That's what we're going to be using tonight. And let me get this out of the way. Put it in my drawer. I'm trying to stay organized. We'll see how long that lasts. So I have 3 cards, and this is actually the second one I made, but it's the first one we're going to do because I have the Stamparatus set up for it already. Hi, Therese. Thank you, Deb. You came back. Yay. So this one uses Just Jade as the card base. Oops, I have my little notes on measurements back there. It's using the Flowers for Every Season Designer Series paper, which you can't really tell, but it's this pattern. It's the back of one of the papers. Okay. And we're using Just Jade, Bumblebee, and Misty Moonlight for the inks. And then this really cute Just Jade gingham ribbon that's in the Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. And I have this one out, and now I don't know what I did with it. I'll find it. No worries. That is so bizarre. Okay. Anyway, that's what we're going to do. So the first thing we have to do, I don't know if you can tell, but these little flowers on this one are stamped and punched out. So there's a trick to doing that with this punch, and I'm going to show you that. Thank you, Cindy. Okay, so this is the Stamparatus. I have it set up for 2 different things, but I just want to show you the bottom half for to start. So what I did is I took a scrap of Whisper White and I punched it with the punch like this. I turned it over and punched it. Okay, then I put it on my Stamparatus because I wanted to stamp little flowers this time. I didn't want to just use cardstock. You can, and we are going to on the next card. And then what you do is you take your stamp that has all these little flowers on, which you can't see. I don't know if that even helps a little bit. So they're all connected. Okay, and then you put them in your little template. And why do you do this? You do this because if you just stamp this anywhere on the paper and then you go to try to punch it out, it will not line up unless you have it exactly how the template is. Trust me on that. I tried it. So let me show you what I mean. We have to actually do it twice. Okay, so I got my stamp picked up. Now I'm going to get another scrap or 2. And I'm going to line it up here on this bottom, this line here, because that's where that one was. The second line on the bottom. And let me just make sure I can check it again if I want to. Well, it does. It's lined up. Okay. The key is to have it close to the bottom in the same place as on here, on the punch. Oops. Okay, so we're going to use Bumblebee. Oh, here's the ribbon. See, I told you I'd find it. Hi, honeybees. From Central Florida. Is it unbearably hot there? It's been in the 90s here. It's just nuts. I mean, low 90s, but it's so humid and yucky. I think we're supposed to get a little bit of rain tonight, which we desperately need. My lawn is turning brown. Okay, so there is the first one. I'm going to actually flip it over and see if I can do it one more time on the same paper. Let me make sure it's not going to, no. I'm going to slide it over a little bit. See if it doesn't interfere. The key again is it has to be on that same line as the edge of the paper was before. Yeah, a little bit more. I'm going to slide it over because I don't want it to get so close to that one flower. Okay, let me see. Okay, I think we'll be all right. Yes, too hot. Well, Florida normally is really hot this time of year, and we are too, but usually August and early September are our bad months. So there are my stamps. Let me clean my stamp real quick. That was Bumblebee ink, by the way. I have these huge, I think they're hornets, but they're striped like a bee, but they're not like any bee I've ever seen. Let me just set this aside for a minute. Okay, so I'm going to bring the punch in. I'm going to keep it upside down, and there are different size flowers on here. So now look at that. They line up. Can you see that? Yay! And that's because of the template. Oops. And they do go flying everywhere. So I should have, I think, 6 of them. And I have no clue where, oh, they turned upside down. That's what happened. So there's 4 of them. Maybe there's some in there. Nope. I'm going to turn it over and do the other ones they stamped. It makes it so much easier. So get a scrap like this, make a template, keep the template, and you can use it over and over again to stamp. And you don't have to use the Stamparatus to stamp, but if you're going to do it multiple times, it's a good idea. There, I turned it over that time so they wouldn't all go flying every which way. Here's one, I think, from the last time. And so we have our little Bumblebee colored flowers. I'm going to set them aside for a minute, push them over here. So that is the tip for that. Now, so this is my template. I'm going to keep that in here for a sec. Well, I'll know it's my template because it has ink on it. Okay, let me move that out of the way. Now we're going to keep the Stamparatus in here, but we're going to use this top part, and we're going to stamp the Just Jade greenery here, and we're going to stamp that on a piece that is 5 by 3 3/4. 5 by 3 3/4. And I think I want to be at this second line and all the way up to the top. And I'm doing it at the second line. You can put it wherever you want, but keep the bottom blank because that's where the, oh, never mind. I have to do the, well, no, I can take this out. I forgot. I had the cinnamon in there. Yeah, there's the grass. Actually, I'm going to move it over one line to second line. I'm going to have to move it at least once to do this edge. All right, let me get this one out of the way because it doesn't go all the way over. And see, so I'll have to bring it over and do this little edge, which is easy. Hi, Vera. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to bring in Just Jade now. I'm using 3 of the in colors for 2020 to 2021. I've been using the Stamparatus more than I used to. There's so many things like that tile set goes, it's really a great tool to use for that. Okay, beautiful, right? So now let me leave that open. I'm going to actually slide this all the way over this way. See what that does for me. I'm going to clean my stamp and I'm going to ink only. I don't mind if I get a little bit of shadow on it, but I don't want a whole lot. You know, like, so I want to only stamp like from here over. So about 3/4 of an ink pad worth. And we'll see how that goes. I think I could get one or two more little. There we go. Alrighty. And there we go. I didn't put my magnets on. Ta-da! Now, I'm going to clean my stamp again and switch to the other plate. And we're going to do the sentiment. Tiny flowers. Yes, they are tiny flowers. You can use bigger ones. There's two different bigger ones in this set, and we're going to use them later. Well, actually, there's three. There's this double one that's hooked together, and then there's this little one. But these they don't coordinate with the punch. Or you could use the small bloom punch, but that doesn't come with this particular bundle. Okay, so now I have my sentiment ready, which is always thinking of you. I love the sentiments. I love this font on this always. You've got a celebration always, in my heart, which we're going to use on the second card. My friend, you are, believe, and love. And a little dragonfly. So cute. Anyway, so we're going to stamp that. And let me make sure. I don't think it's lined up right. Nope. I'm going to move this. I think I had it over here and down too. Let me make sure. Nope. All the way over to the edge is what I did. And down too. Yep. All right. So I'm going to put the magnets on. So, oh, I even drew a line. Look at that. I drew a spot so I know where it was. Okay. I'm just trying to make sure. And we're going to do that in Misty Moonlight. Your honey just made you coffee? I had coffee just before coming on, and I didn't make it. My son did because he didn't get up till like, I don't know, 3:30 or something. Driving me nuts a little bit that way. Let me make sure. Always thinking of you. Ta-da! And it comes out really, these stamps come out really clear. They are photopolymer, so I do have my foam mat in my Stamparatus. Yeah, I do too. And I'm just cleaning it with my Simply Chamois, which actually was clean because I rinsed it before I came on. Just really is stained. I need to throw it in the washing machine without anything else or something soon. Okay, so we're done using the Stamparatus now. For this card, we're gonna bring it back for card 2 as well. All right, so now the next thing I'm going to do is wrap this ribbon around the bottom. This is the gingham ribbon that comes, like I said, in the Flowers for Every Season pack. Now I'm actually going to put some, no I'm not, that's on the next. I'm going to get some Seal Plus, sorry for my arm, and just put it at the bottom here to tack it down. I really love the Seal Plus, by the way. Really love it. Let me see which side. This is the outside. So, and I want it right along the bottom. I'm going to bring in my silicone mat, assuming I can find it. There it is. And just go over and put it down here and get my snips. Do you guys keep your snips in their little case? I do, because I don't want them to get dull. But my paper cutting scissors, I don't. And I'm actually going to put a little tack of this right in the middle here, just because the bow thing is going to go over here. And I don't want it to get loose. And then before I do anything else, we're going to actually stamp the dragonfly up here. And we're going to stamp him in Just Jade. Yeah, we also have not Daffodil Delight, Bumblebee. It's not affiliate. It's not with any suite. It's in the back of the catalog where the ribbons are. And dragonflies. Love dragonflies. It's a little bit thinner than this one. Let me show it to you. And it was on back order for a while. I don't know if it still is or not, but it's really pretty too. It's like a 1/4 inch wide, where this one is like 3/8 inch wide. They're both very soft and pretty. And but I just wanted the green because it's where the green grass stuff is there. Now I'm going to cut a little piece of ribbon, maybe 6 inches. It's probably too much, but and I'm going to do a fake. I'm going to just do a knot basically down here. And usually I do this after I put this down on. And we're just tying it over that other ribbon. Actually, I want it to be flipped over. There we go. Nope, it's gonna twist on me. All right. And I want it a little bit shorter, so we'll cut some of that off. There we go. Now we have to get our designer paper. So this is from the Flowers for Every Season. That's what's on the back. This is what's on the front that I'm using. It's actually, that's the back, I guess. But sometimes, like, this print is a little bit too much for me. I wouldn't mind cutting out one of these flowers and just using it on something, but that's not for tonight. And now we're going to just glue this down. I'm going to use wet glue because I just like to do that. And my wet glue was a little clogged earlier, and I thought it was empty, but it wasn't. It was just a little clogged. So I actually took this off and cleaned it out, and it's getting close to empty, but there's still some in there. We'll get through the night, I think. So the white again is 5 by 3 3/4. Is that straight? Of course not. This is why I like to use wet glue. Can lift it a little bit. It was almost straight. There we go. That looks straighter to me. Okay, and then I'm going to bring in a Just Jade card base. And we're going to put it down onto that. What, the Bumblebee ribbon, Judy, is not orderable? That's good, Cindy. Yeah, I agree. I only use my snips for ribbon. I use some other scissors that I had from before for paper cutting. I have all kinds of scissors, but they're the two I use the most. Oh, the Forever Fern, right. Yeah, I know. So we're not quite done. Remember all those little flowers? Yeah, I'm going to bring in that fine tip glue that I use, you know, the one. But we do have, and I've shown it before, but I'm not going to get it out now, Stampin' Up! One. Okay, hopefully we have enough because some went flying other places, probably on the floor, but oh well. So we're just going to lay these around, figure out where we want them, and then we're going to glue them down with a little dab of wet glue. Oops. Maybe. Put the big ones out here first. So the big, little, and medium flowers. Not that it matters. And I kept them all the same color this time. But the next card we'll do a little differently, and you'll see. We're going to do a similar bottom, but there's more to the next one than this. So that's going to go there. We need another big one here. Maybe a medium one. Oops, here. So this is the most time-consuming part, but it's not hard. Unless you have sticky fingers like me, and then everything wants to stick to you. Tool time. I take your pick tool. Yeah, I could. I actually changed I put a replacement head in that because I have two. I have one that I keep the sticky head and the paddle on, which I use both of them for my gems and stuff. And then I have this one, which I bought the brush adapter, and I keep that with the picky pokey thing, because that I use for die cutting mostly. And I need one more because there's actually two stylus ends, but they're in the box, and I hardly ever put them on because I forget about them. Thank you, Philomena. Contraband. Yeah, I know, Brandy. All right, and we're going to use that contraband. Let me show you I showed you that last week, I think. No, I won't because it's behind my laptop. All right. And we have to do a little something on the inside of the card too, because I always do the insides. Almost always. And these don't have to be on here perfectly. Ugh. Hang on, guys. That's my brother. Sometimes it's junk, and sometimes I worry about him. Okay, he sent a photo. It's probably junk. Probably junk. It's going to bing again because it always bings twice if I don't pick it up right away. So I apologize. But he's not in the best of health, so I always check when I see his name pop up. As my friend used to say, getting old isn't for sissies. Yep. I don't know what it is. Oh, that wasn't there, but that's okay. You know what? We'll move this one over to here. I know this is probably like watching paint dry, but it's glue instead. One more. Woohoo! So punching it twice, stamping it and punching it twice. Now my neighbors are doing. What is going on? Okay. Okay, so that's the outside of the card. So then the inside, I just took an extra piece of, well, not quite the outside, of paper. I did use a 5 1/4 by 4. And I took the other sort of a little bit larger stamp. Oh, come on. Here we go. Putting my phone on the floor. At least it's not so loud that way. And I just stamped off the edge. So we're going to do that real quick. And then we'll put this strip. When I cut the paper, I ended up with a strip and another larger piece. But we're just going to use the strip. Okay, let me move this out of the way. My neighbors, we all are on the contact list for each other, like as a group. And so even if I don't participate in the conversation, I get them. Yeah, it just seems to never fail, right? With the neighbors another time because they were planning the picnic or something. All right, I'm going to put one up here. My in frame, sort of. One in the corner. I might do another one up here. I think that's probably enough actually. And then I'll clean that stamp off and then get the dragonfly. And we're just going to put another little dragonfly in Just Jade. This is going to go on for 20 minutes. I just know it is. Oh, well, yeah, because it's one neighbor saying, you know, something, thank you for doing something, and then everybody has to chime in. And so that's how my neighbor, it's only, I live on a cul-de-sac street. I'm not right on the cul-de-sac, but, so we only have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7, 8 houses, plus a group home, but they're not usually in part of the conversation. Anyway, okay, let's glue this down and then I'll just cut off the portion that we don't need. So it's a pretty close knit, and we keep an eye out for each other. Like if we see strange cars or salespeople that aren't supposed to be coming around, you know, we warn each other and stuff like that. No, it's not important. I saw the initial message. There was somebody thanking someone for something, and I guess they didn't know who they were thanking. They just knew it was a neighbor. So they thanked everybody. Anyway. I have good neighbors, though. I can't complain for the most part. Okay. So there is almost the card. And then all we need to do is put some of these cute in color enamel dots in Bumblebee on here as soon as I get them open. Thank you, Judy, again. Okay. All right, so this is card 1. Really didn't take that long, right? Takes me a little longer the first time around because I had to, you know, figure it out, but I think it came out really cute. And, you know, always thinking of you. That would be a nice card to receive. Okay, so there's card 1. Yay, 1 down. So the next card is similar, different colors, and I did a few extra things to it. Oh, hang on. Let me put these over here. I don't know where to put them. Out of room again. So this one uses Bermuda Bay. I have my notes on the back. And I made a template, and I made that out of the Happy Dies. Now I used this before, but I didn't use this particular die here, this cloud looking thing. So we're going to use that as a template. I cut it out of a scrap of Whisper White, and I just made clouds in my sky. So that's part of the, actually this is not the stamp set it goes with. It goes with So Happy, or So Much Happy, I think it's called. So yeah. I know, I was working with bright happy colors today, I'll tell you. So I have to, oh gosh, neighbors, stop. And it's no good for me to go on and say stop because, you know, they're talking to each other, but I just happen to be in the group. All right, I need a piece of Whisper White, and this time we're going with 5 1/4 by 4 for both the outside and inside. And I'm going to bring in a brush. Now you can use Stampin' Up! Sells blender daubers, finger daubers, like, oops, like these, but that's not what I'm using. And they also sell sponges, which I use. They work too. But I'm going to use this brush because I just feel like it gives a softer feel to it. Now on this one, I'm going to use Balmy Blue, but I think on this one, I don't know if I had something else in this brush. I always try and, you know, clean it out, but it seemed like it got a little greener. I don't know, but it's okay. Oh, I know I might have used it for something else on here, and that's what made it green. I don't know. Ugh, now I get cat hair. So I'm just gonna put it down sort of up high, and I just have a sticky note and I'll hold it with my finger. Oh, really? Oh, I thought yeah, I saw somebody say that, where did I see that? On Instagram maybe, or I don't know where, but somebody, I saw that conversation where somebody was saying that they really liked the English set better, even though they were French, because it didn't make sense what it said, you know, with the, I don't know, they just liked the way it looked better or something, or was worded with the English version. I thought that was funny. Anyway, I should have said, mais oui. I don't know too many French words. I took 5 years of French, but it was like 5th grade to 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade. And then I had, no, that can't be right. Must have been 4th grade to 8th grade. Anyway, I had 5 years of French, and because that's all they would let us take. And then, so I'm just going to move this down and over a little bit. And then I switched to Spanish, and I had 5 years of that, which I loved. And I had a semester of that in college too, but I never got to practice it. You know, I didn't go anywhere to have to use it, and so I kind of lost it. So I'm just moving this around. 3 times I did this, I think. Right about there again. And I'm going over the clouds with the blue lightly, a little bit darker where the edge is. And then I'm going to take this and I am going to softly fill this in too, because I don't want it such a stark difference. I want to blend it out a little bit. Now we're going to cover some of that up with the grass and the flowers and stuff, but you know, just have to blend it out a little bit, because clouds aren't that this looks like, you know, cloudy day for sure. Yeah, it was funny. It was really funny. Okay, so that was Balmy Blue. It still looks a little more green. Anyway, I did that. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. And then we're going to bring the Stamparatus in again, which is now behind my phone. And I'm going to leave my stamp case here because, and I'm going to take this out for the moment and put this in. And then the line up here, I think was it in the corner? No, it was all the way over 2 lines, I think. Let's check it and see. We have to move this. So this is a bigger piece of cardstock. So I'm going to keep it at the 2 line. Actually, I'm going to move it over here. Not all the way in the corner though, but and when you do this, you can sort of see where the grass tips end. The first time I did it, I had it up above the edge of the paper just a little bit. So check it and make sure. Sorry if my head was in the way. No, I can't either. My son took German because we're of Germanish background. But anyway. All right, that's going to lift up. So just stick your finger in there. Okay, we're going to use Pear Pizzazz for our green. This is in the Subtles family, as was Balmy Blue. And then we're going to go bright for the flowers. You can use any of the greens. Garden green would be good, or Granny Apple Green. I wanted something a little brighter than the dark garden green. Ah, see, I still have it. Oh well. I have a solution for that too. All right, I'm going to move this now and put it over here. Clean my ink pad, my stamp, because I don't want all the, I only want the end again. I may have to move this. Yeah, I do. I moved it the wrong way, I think. So I'm going to actually move it this time because I only want a little bit of overlap. You still make lots of mistakes in English. I think most of us that are English make lots of mistakes in English. Just saying. I sometimes, honestly, with all the abbreviations and everything nowadays, I have to look it up online and say, what does this mean? So that if I'm in like a chat or something and people are using slang that I don't know, I have to look it up and say, I don't know. You know, what is this? All right. Oops. That was a bad thing. Okay. That's all we need the Stamparatus for, I think, for now. Okay. So now on this one, we also have this flower, and I don't think I have that leafed out. So there's a nice leafy stem, and I just hand stamped that. So we're going to wing it. Yikes, we're going to wing it. We do, I'll make mistakes. So Vera, what is your first language? Hey Judy, this is kind of an inside joke. We should just get out the squirt bottle, right? Oh my goodness. All right, I'm just going to stamp this over here. And I'm going to turn it a little sideways. Oh, Dutch. Cool. I'm Dutch too, but it's Pennsylvania Dutch, which is really German. So that doesn't count. Okay, now we're going to bring in Magenta Madness, and we're going to do this flower. And it's pretty easy to line up, I think. I say that, but you know. This is Deb we're talking about here. Yeah, my grandfather, I didn't grow up around my grandfather, but when we went to visit him once or twice a year, he would be talking with the Pennsylvania Dutch in German Dutch. Pennsylvania Dutch. So I was fascinated by it, but I have a little mark up there. We're just going to have to put, I'll get a, actually, let's see if we can do that. I don't know if it'll work because it's a dark color, but I have this mono sand eraser, but it's going to erase some of that light ink too. I'm going to try and get some of it off though. I hate when that happens. Yeah. All right, and then bring this brush back in and see if I can blue it up a little bit. I might have to put more blue over it. I'll fix that later. I do too. I love listening to it. Okay. Now I have to get the sentiment. I did not do this on the Stamparatus. Maybe I should, the way things are going, right? Now I'm going to just go ahead and wing it, stamp it. So I have the Always off, which I'm going to stamp first, and I'm going to stamp that in Bermuda Bay, which is the background cardstock color. Ugh. Told you this would go on for a while. My phone. I could stamp that right up there and cover it up. Now I'm kidding. So let's see. I think I want it right about here. Yay! Now I need UR, which I have out already, and In My Heart, and we're going to do them in Magenta Madness. UR. And we're going to put that, I'm going to move that over this way a little bit this time. A little bit crooked, but not too bad. Not terrible. And In My Heart. That one got pretty good. Okay. This little thingy here is going to bug me. Let me put my ink away for a moment. And I am going to play doctor here a little longer because that's going to bug me. And I don't want to put it down on my card base till I fix that a little better. And Balmy Blue. I used to play an online game called EVE Online. Oh gosh, it's been a few years now, but anyway, quite a few years. I might have to still do something with that, but make it a little darker. Anyway, there always were international people, and in that game, it was like a space kind of game, and a lot of the guys had female characters, and so did I, so nobody knew I was a real female for a long time, and they were like, whoa, you're a real girl? I'm like, well, yeah, I'm a little older than girl, but yeah. Thank you, honeybee. It's still a little, but anyway, I will blend that out somehow better later. So, we have to do flowers. Let's do flowers. So, for this time, I punched them out of Bermuda Bay and Magenta Madness. Now, I already have the Magenta Madness ones because I used them for the next card, but we're going to have to do it again anyway, but I don't think, well, maybe we'll go heavier on the Magenta Madness on this one because I could put a flower in the sky now. Because I have more Magenta Madness than I do Bermuda Bay. And then we wouldn't have to punch it again, but I just have a scrap of Bermuda Bay if we do. So let's see, we'll put one here. Here we go again, right? These itty bitty little things. I want a little one actually over here. Actually, I don't know if I want a little one there. I want a little one here. And maybe a medium one over there. Ugh. I suppose I should use either my tweezers or my take your pick tool. And I'm going to put a blue one over here. And let's see. I think we'll just put, I think that might be all we put. 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm trying to see. I had rhinestones in them. This one looks a little wonky, so I'm going to take him off. I think that's all I'm going to use, actually. And I do have some more little ones in the bag, but I just keep them in a little baggie And yeah, so let's go ahead and glue those down. And then we didn't stamp the dragonflies either, which I definitely want to do. I love the dragonflies. We being me, of course. Oh yeah, see, you told me, honeybee. Don't forget the dragonflies. No, of course I won't. Ah, worst comes to worst, I could have a dragonfly wing going up in the sky up there. Anyway, oops. We will put rhinestones on these, but not till we get the rest of the card done. Because I just feel like you have to have some bling. Okay, how we all doing? Thank you, Cindy. It is pretty. It's gorgeous. Okay. Dragonfly stamp. Bermuda Bay ink. Love Bermuda Bay. I want to go to Bermuda. Can I go to Bermuda now? My favorite vacation in my entire life was to, one of my only vacations really, was to St. Thomas and St. John. But I think it was partly, I have a little dot of something on my ink pad here. I'm just going to scrape it off the tip of my paper cutting scissors and wipe it off good. Been there, loved it. Yeah, we had the best time. It was a bad time in my life, and I was coming out of a bad time, and it was just perfect. It was perfect, except one time we were there. A friend, it was my daughter's best friend's mother, invited me to go. She, I think, had lost her husband, and I had just gone through a divorce, so it was not a good time for either of us. And her neighbors were renting a villa in St. Thomas and invited her, and there was one more room, so she invited me. I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I'm there. I am there. Thank you so much for inviting me. You never heard the word wonky? It's a little wonky. Yeah, uneven or wonky. Yep. I'm a little wonky sometimes. Anyway, so we got to stay in a villa for a week. It was gorgeous, and it overlooked one of the bays. I don't think it was Horseshoe Bay, but I can't remember the name of the bay. Anyway, it was gorgeous. And then we took the ferry boat over one time, and I was worried about that because I don't do well on ferries typically. So anyway, we're going to put 5 rhinestones only on the big flowers. The little basic rhinestones. Just to add a little blingy bling. Just to add a little blingy bling. Oops, that didn't want to stay. He says, no, don't leave me. Well, I'll just put them in the centers, not the end ones, because then it would be an even number, which I can't have. Okay, we have to do the inside. So what I did on the inside of this is I just stamped a couple of those other flowers and two more dragonflies. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then we'll be done this card. So little flower, inky ink again, Magenta Madness, Bermuda Bay. Oh, I love these colors. You are to what? Oh, loving the dragonflies? I don't know what we're saying. All right, I just want one Bermuda Bay, I think. And, oops, I had to clean that. I'll leave that open, though, because I need it for the dragonflies again. And 2 Magenta Madness. Anyway, we had the most wonderful time. But you know, it's like whenever you have a vacation that good, it's almost like I never want to go back again because it'll be different. You know what I mean? It will never be as good the second time around. I'd rather go somewhere I've never been, like somewhere else on my bucket list, so that I can keep that good memory in my head. Here come the dragonflies. So we're going to just have one over here. And then, oops. And then one up here. I have to go back to that other one. Let's see if I can just touch the ends of the wings. Yeah. All right. Solution number 2. There's always a solution. This is Bermuda Bay. These are the Stampin' Right dye-based markers. I'm just going to fill that little wing in a little bit there with Bermuda Bay. Okay. Alrighty. What, my dragonfly was wonky? The summer's very rainy. Here is just very hot. Well, some summers here can be rainy too. Actually, we need rain right now. Badly, we need rain. But, and I have not been I don't have any vegetable garden this year or anything, but I haven't been watering the flowers, and they're showing it too. Here's our beautiful card, despite a little boo-boo up there. I'll show you the first one because it's prettier. I've never been on a cruise, and at this point, I don't know if I'll ever go on one. Okay, so card 3. If I can figure out, oh yes, okay, is a little different. No more Stampin' the Grass stuff. I'll just get everything over here. This is card number 3. I wanted to, I don't know. I had, how this came about actually is, thank you, Vera. Thank you, Philomena and Judy. How this came about was all these little Magenta Madness flowers, well, some of them anyway, were cut out of this piece of cardstock. And I thought, I want to use it as a border. And I kept playing with it, and nothing was, it just wasn't looking right. So I thought, I'm going to run it through an embossing folder. And that's what I did. I ran it through the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. This is part of the Ornate Garden suite, which I love also. So I ran it through that. And then I was going to put it on white card, and I didn't like it. And then I was going to put it on, I don't know, I was looking at different colors. I ended up with smoky slate. So that's what this is. It's a regular A2 card base, so it's 5.5 by 4 1/4. And then this was a little scrap of white I had. So that is 1.5 by 3 1/4, I believe. Hang on, check my notes. 1.5 by 3 1/4, yes. So this is 1 3/4 by 3 1/2 in smoky slate. And then I cut this circle out of the, what did I do with them? Stitch So Sweetly dies, which I have temporarily misplaced, which is really weird because I thought I had everything together. Anyway, that circle came out of the Stitch So Sweetly dies. That's going to bug me. Or was it Tasteful Touches? Now I can't remember. And I had it all together, and I don't know what I did with it. Anyway. Huh. Oh, hang on, hang on. No, that's not it. Oh, this is going to bug me. One of those die sets in the new catalog, the annual catalog. Now, the only thing is the sentiment did not come out of this Field of Flowers. It came from Good Morning Magnolia, and the set 2 of 2. It's Here's the Thinking of You. I just wanted something that would fit in a circle because I didn't want a strip or something. And all the sentiments in this one, except for the big always, were strips. I am really bugged by that. Oh, here it is. Hang on. So these are the Tasteful Labels dies. Excuse me. Tasteful Labels dies. It's the biggest circle. I had it in with my maybe card 4 stuff. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to use Smoky Slate. So the first thing we have to do is punch our Magenta Madness with the Confetti punch. But this time we don't have to worry about looking at the bottom. We have to worry about doing it this way. Thank you, Philomena. Thank you, Honeybee. Yeah, I'd like to go tropical where there's a nice ocean breeze, not in hurricane season. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm lining this up. There's the edge over here. You want to line it up with the edge. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it. There's an edge where there's like an indent there. So line it up there and then punch. Now I'm going to save all these bits. We don't need them for this card. And then slide it to, well, I slide it to my right until the flowers line up. Can you see that? Yeah. And then we're going to punch again. And I think that's all we need is 2 punches. We could slide down the other way. I'm not going to bother because I'm going to run it through the embossing folder and that'll give us enough texture. So it's a little different than how we did it with when you stamp the actual items. Okay, now I am going to have to turn around because I'm going to have to run this through my embossing folder and give it that lovely texture. And this is a 3D embossing folder, so I actually don't think we need, well, yeah, we do. So I just use my base plate and I still have a big shot, so I use this dusty, apparently, embossing plate. Yeah, they are pretty together. I like gray and pink. I knew I liked gray and pink, but I wasn't heading that direction in the first time. I was thinking about it. I was doing white and it was too in your face. Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. So the gray sort of tones it down a little bit and I think sort of makes it look a little richer, in my opinion. Another option I thought of would be to put foil under it, but I kind of, instead of doing that, I just put lots of bling on. So, all right, so that's the Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. Isn't that beautiful? Such a pretty texture. And it's flowers punched out. So, now we need our skinny little strip. And we're going to use these bigger flowers. We're going to bring in Magenta Madness again. Move these out of the way. And we're just going to stamp around, you know. Not too much rhyme or reason. I'll get the big one up here. And then I put a little one over here. And I'm not stamping off. I want that bright color. And I kind of turn them over and around. I like doing stuff like this, backgrounds and stuff. I'm just gonna do one more little edge right up there. Okay. And I'm gonna let that sit for a second or two and give that ink a chance to dry so I don't get all inky. Thank you, Judy. And actually, I did sort of a similar thing on the inside. So while I have the ink open, we're going to go ahead and do that too. And then we'll just assemble and it'll be done and it'll be yay. And what I did here is I tried to get just every other one, large and then small. But it doesn't have to be. It can be whatever you want it to be. It's getting a little ink on the edges, but it's all good. And I think one more. And that should do it. All right, now I need the ink still for one more thing, and that is to stamp our sentiment in our circle. I already pre-cut out the circle. So, and I have Thinking of You from the Good Morning Magnolia, which is in the annual catalog too. Tuesday nights are I'm going to designate Tuesday nights as my annual catalog night. For the most part, there might be some exceptions. And there we go. Beautiful. And then Friday at 4 is my mini catalog live. And then Saturday stamping, if I can get to it on Saturdays, normally will be whatever I want it to be. It'd be tips, techniques, and more. So whatever Deb feels like teaching you or stamping, or I have an idea for this Saturday, but I'm not going to say because sometimes I started on stuff and I don't like it and I switch to something entirely different, you know. You ever do that? I'm sure we all do. Okay, so now assembly is, first thing is glue this down and glue this together. I'm trying to see which way. I want it this way. Okay. All right, contraband glue. Just because I want to get around these little flowers here and not have it oozing out all over, hopefully. You could use the Seal Plus would probably work really well, but this is a 3D embossing, so it's pretty deep embossing, and I still prefer wet glue for that. I think I got it pretty straight. Now I am using ribbon here, and all I did was, I'm going to use Seal Plus for this. I put Seal Plus down the edge, ran it down the edge, and snipped off the ends. That's all I did. You never? Right, Brandy. So here we go. I mentioned I love the Seal Plus, and then just go up and out, and there we go. And hopefully get this on sort of straight. Let me see if that looks straight. Ooh, I think it looks pretty straight. And then I'll get my snips, turn it upside down. I might have to put a little bit more right at the top and the end. That one got a little crooked. And this ribbon is in the annual catalog too. It's called Metallic Edge Ribbon, and you order it by the Whisper White or the Very Vanilla. The Whisper White has silver and the Very Vanilla has gold. my thumb's stuck in there. And I think I need to order another silver one. Getting low, getting low. Okay, so now we're going to glue this together. And just put them in here. And then we're going to bump that up on dimensionals. So I haven't used any dimensionals tonight yet, so I'm having dimensional withdrawal. So I have to have dimensionals somewhere in this card making tonight. There we go. I'm going to have some on this too. And I do plan on having all 3 of these cards on my blog tomorrow with all the products used and the dimensions out there. And I have to do it 1 card at a time, which is a pain, but because that's the only way I know to be able to get the picture of each one to go to Pinterest. So yeah, which is my goal. Okay, so on this now I'm gonna only put dimensionals. I'm gonna put 2 on, but on the half that's gonna stick off the edge of this, and then I'm gonna put a little glue over here because that's gonna be on top of this part. Maybe. Oh, I should use my piggy tool for this too. I don't usually have that trouble, but you know, I put a little nail polish on tonight, so I'm going to have trouble. And then just put that there. Now we'll glue our inside in, and then we just need our bling, and then voila, it's done. There's my French. Okay. Okay, and then using up I gotta get more rhinestones, guys. Next order, whenever that is, I don't know. And I put them in every single one of these little flowers because I just felt like it. Right in the center of the big one, right in the center of, as best I can center everything. And I just thought it looked fancy. And it kind of brought the background forward because you're adding dimension to it. So if you have rhinestones you need to use up, here's a way you can do it. Or you could put basic pearls in, would be pretty too. But I just thought they kind of make the gray look silver, if you know what I mean. And then one bigger one right on here. Oops. And that's it. That is card numero 3. Does look fancy, yeah. Fancy schmancy. So that's card 3. Now, I have an idea, sort of, for a card 4, but I didn't make any yet. So do you want to stick around and try it, or no? I think we should. We have a little time, right? It's only 8:11. I just want to be done by 9, so if it doesn't turn out, ooh, well. All right, so I'm going to use this, I think, and this out of these same Tasteful Labels dies, which coordinates with the Tasteful Touches stamp set, and it is a bundle. And I'm bringing in Blackberry Bliss and 2 pieces of cardstock. Let's see what I did here. I didn't do anything yet, and I cut it vertically. Where am I getting all these little fuzzies from? I think this one is, yeah, it is. It's a little smaller. It is 5 by 3 3/4, and then for the inside I have a 5 1/4 by 4 piece of cardstock. I'm going to set that aside for a minute. I am going to need the Always stamp again, and I thought what I'd use, if I can figure out what I did with them, is, yeah, here. I'm going to use these little stamps, the little flowers again. And let me put that away. I need a block though. Excuse me. Yes, I love Blackberry Bliss too. It's almost like a, it's so dark it's almost like a neutral, and it seems to go with so many things. And I pulled out Crushed Curry and Blackberry Bliss, so that's what we're going to use, I think. This is still an idea. So I thought I would, stamp all over the background with these little flowers in Blackberry Bliss and Crushed Curry. And then I was thinking I would put Blackberry Bliss on here and maybe stamp it. I might need another die to go inside that. Let's see, do any of these other ones fit in here? No. Maybe, well, that does, but always won't fit in there. Maybe my idea is not going to work. And then I was going to put Always a Celebration, and a celebration I was going to put on here, but I wanted this to be Blackberry Bliss paper. I may still be able to do that, and white heat emboss. I might just do that. So, do I have a scrap of Blackberry Bliss? I do. Yippee! Okay. All right, well, let's do our all-over stamping first. You don't own any, though? Well, you can fix that, Judy. All right, let's see. I need that scrap paper back up here again. I don't know. I'm just going wherever I want to. But I want to leave some room. Or maybe I don't. I don't know. For the crushed curry. You hear that? My phone is still going. These neighbors. Ugh. Gotta love them. All right, I'll just put one up here, and then we'll see if we can get some kind of, maybe, all right, maybe what I'll do is I'll take that other little flower, it's a little bigger, and just stamp off with crushed curry and kind of go in between these. Hang on. Cleaning my stamp. Cleaning my stamp. Cleaning my stamp. Yeah, my battery is going to be low. I think it was already low. Oh, well. I'll charge it overnight. If I remember. If not, I'll charge it tomorrow. But I'll probably charge it overnight. Let me see if I like that idea. Stamping off. Maybe I think I want to just keep it full strength and try a couple here and there. We're making our own paper. Some of it's going to be buried anyway. Okay, what is going on here? Those two petals don't want to... We're going to put something right there to bury that. What it is I don't have a mat underneath, like I always tell everybody to put a mat when you're using photopolymer. Down here. One in this corner. One up here. The pink's a little distracting there. I think I need some right in here. I think one more just off the paper up here. And I'm going to call it. That's kind of cute. Kind of cute. Yeah, they're really pretty together. They're both in the Regal family. So, of course they go together. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and die cut this label thing. And then we're going to see how we're going to do the always. Maybe heat emboss with white. Yeah, I think maybe with white. So if we put that there, and then we could maybe have a piece of crushed curry and Stampin' Blackberry Bliss on this. I'm kind of liking that idea for always, and then a celebration. Something like that. I think that's what I'll do. Ooh, I have this little piece of that. That was actually Bumblebee, but that would work. I could just stamp a celebration right on there. Maybe. No, that won't work because it won't fit this and I want it flagged. Okay, let's try and stamp always with Versamark. Not stays on Deb, Versamark. Let me first make sure my always stamp is really clean. And let me get my embossing buddy out. Oh, wow. The thing is that once they dry out, if you don't have the refills, you know, they won't do you much good. But if they're still juicy, yeah. All right. I think that might be pretty good. I think I got too much powder on from the thing, though. Cleaning my stamp again, real quick. And bear with me, I have to get a coffee filter. Yep, I'll be right back. Oh, no I don't. Never mind. I forgot, I have the white in a tub. I didn't have the silver in a tub the other night, so, but I have the white in here. Ah. Nope. Okay. Be careful blowing on your embossing powder, because you could actually have it blow all up into your face, which is not a good thing. And I have a finger mark there. Hang on. I have a paintbrush for this, but it doesn't really work that good. So I'm just trying to get a couple specks off that I don't like without ruining the rest of it. Okay, I think that's good. All right, we'll try it. Here comes the noise. Oh, yeah. AQRUKUJG. Hello, Callie. I didn't know you were up here. Callie, my kitty cat, joined us. All right, so let's see how this is looking, or if I want a piece of crushed curry behind. You think I should put crushed curry back behind the Whisper White piece? Well, in the meantime, I'm going to get a piece of crushed curry just for stamping the celebration. Hopefully I have a scrap. Oh, I do. So I have my little scrap bag in my pocket of cardstock. Excuse me. Something I ate is not liking me tonight. Yep, that's big enough. I don't like how that powder's showing on there. Yes, okay, I will, but let me do this first. All right, so I'm going to stamp a celebration. And I'm going to stamp that in Blackberry Bliss. And it doesn't matter if it's straight. And then I'm going to close up my ink pad. And I have to turn around again to die cut that. Yes, I see you, Callie. Don't worry, I'm not going to step on you. I'm not even going to get up. Just swiveling around. I see those green eyes. Are you mommy's girl? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're mommy's girl most of the time. Okay, so we'll have that, something like that. Now let me get a bigger piece of crushed curry, which I have to cut. So not too bad for doing it on a whim, right? All right, so I need 4 by 5 1/4. I think. Yep. All right, let's put this together. Oh yeah, I think that just makes it pop, pop, pop. Thank you, Philomena. Sometimes I amaze myself. Not very often, but sometimes. Not that time. I don't amaze myself when it comes to getting things put down straight, especially using art glitter glue. There, that's better. All right, and then we're going to put it down on here too. Has anybody else signed up for Paper Pumpkin? And if so, did you get yours yet? I'm so upset. I checked right before I came on here, and it's been in Mail Innovations in New Jersey, and I'm in Pennsylvania, since Sunday. Hasn't left to, well, it said it left to go to USPS, but it hasn't gotten there yet. So I don't know. I'm just, now let me think. Do I want to pop that up? think I want to pop them both up actually. I wouldn't be annoyed if I didn't see like demonstrators 4 days ago or more doing alternatives already, so they've had to have their kit for a few days. Thank you, Cindy. I use Tombow as well. Mine's getting a little low. You hadn't received your July one yet? No, me either. That's the one I mean. And it made me think of it because I think it has Blackberry Bliss as a color in it also. Oops. And we'll try and get that sort of centered straight. Now we used to have, oh look, I can just cut a strip of that and it'll go perfectly on there, except that I just need, I'm going to use a mini. Woo, everything's falling. A mini dimensional. Where's my minis? And then I'm going to use glue on the rest because I just need like one over here. Oops. On this bottom end here. Oh, that's not a mini. Where's my minis? I lost. Here they are. And I might use Tombow just so I have. Yeah, I got. I like how you spelled that, Judy. Yeah, I'm using Tombow because it gives me a little more wiggle room than the other one. But I'm going to try not to wiggle it too much. Just a little bit. There we go. Okay, now for the inside. Oh, and it lifts up this way. The inside. I guess I'm just going to put some little flowers, like one crushed curry and one little corner of, I think like Blackberry Bliss going like that, and then this in the corner. So where's that scrap paper again? My dirty paper. And then just this flower like we did on the front. Right in here. Maybe two of them. Like that. Okay. And we'll clean our stamps. And close our inks. And put that in. And then we'll have card number, what? 4. Okay. So there's our crushed curry. And our Blackberry Bliss. So all our cards were a little bit different tonight, but I think they're all pretty lovely. And I'm going to use my Tombow for this again too. Hopefully I have enough in it to do. I'm going to start in the middle in case it blobs out. It worked, it worked. Gorgeous. Thank you, Judy. I actually do tonight as well. Some nights I don't, but I do. So here are all the pretty cards. Let me move this out of the way. We're using the Field of Flowers suite of products. Not suite, bundle. Excuse me. So pretty. I really like this bundle too. And I didn't even use, I only used a few of the sentiments. We used Thinking of You. We used A Celebration just now. We used In My Heart and You Are. And that's it. We didn't use My Friend, Believe, or Love. And of course we used the Always On, 3 of them. And we used most everything else. We used the dragonfly, these flowers, this little flower, the stem on this one, and the grass on the first 2, and these flowers on this one and this one, and then the little images we used on this one to do the punching, and then this one just to do an all over design. So that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing around with that tonight. So if you're interested in any of these products, you know I have a host code for the month of July, which is this. Thank you, Cindy. Hi, Jen. You're coming in at the tail end. As far as I know, this bundle is available. It's called the Field of Flowers bundle because it comes with the bundle comes with the punch, the Confetti Flowers border punch. I don't remember seeing that on back order, but things are changing, you know, throughout every day. You're welcome, Cindy. So yeah, anybody interested, there's the host code for July. Don't forget about your bonus days, coupons. It's okay, Jen. You can always watch the replay. We made some really pretty cards tonight. There they are. So this was card 1. You might want to know that too, because when I put them up on my blog, I'll put them as card 1 from YouTube. So that's card 1, 2, 3, and 4. Of course, you'll see the picture too. So they'll be up on my blog sometime tomorrow. I'm not sure what time exactly. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the thumbs ups. And if you want to watch the replay, it's always there once YouTube decides to upload the video finally. Sometimes it takes like till noon the next day. It's kind of crazy. But yeah. So that was fun. Thank you. I will see you again not until Friday, I think, which is the 25th. No. Oh, I don't know. What is... Oh, well, Friday I have my Friday 4 p.m. live, and that will be something out of the mini catalog. August to give you 3. Me give you number 3. Maybe. Thank you, Judy. You have a blessed evening too. Everyone else also. And so Friday I have my live at 4. Saturday I have Smash That Small Paper Pad, which I need to be smashing like in the next day or 2. And also Saturday Stamping Tips, Techniques, and More at 5 or later on Saturday. I think those are the only things I have coming up. Oh, and Paper Pumpkin, if it ever gets here at some point, I'll do an unboxing and make as intended, and hopefully a few alternatives. Yeah. Thank you, Brandy. Good night, everybody. Stay safe in this crazy time, right? Alrighty. Good night.